What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. This is gonna be a video kind of more updated to the one that I did some years ago. It may have been, I don't know how long. It was a video I did about her years ago, and this is gonna be based on how she's been since. Right? Y'all know me. Khalifa is out here trying to change the narrative about herself and her adult film career. She's been on the campaign recently, and I'm going to tell you how when she started to expose professional athletes, she was cooked. She was cooked. One in particular, Duke Williams. He is a black, I think he's like an ex-professional athlete now, and she put him on blast, tried to clown him. And ever since that moment, she has not had a post-adult film career of any kind, right? She's now apparently back on, not back, but she's apparently on OnlyFans now. She tried, though. She really did. You know, Gilbert Arenas and her briefly had a show together that crumbled, that failed, because Mia Khalifa has no personality. No one cared what, she had to say. She got a very visceral reaction. Y'all think social media now is bad, right? And I just want to say, social media has become so red-pilled. These heifers can't get away with nothing. They tried. They can't get away with nothing. But ever since she tried to put Duke Williams on blast, it's been bad news for her. It really has. And that happened back in 2017? When she put him on blast. She put another college football player at the time, Chad Kelly. He's Caucasian, but she tried to put him on blast. But then she tried to link up with Baker Mayfield. He rejected her. She tried to link up with Juju Smith-Schuster, who I believe was younger than her at the time. He didn't want her. And she's been floundering ever since as far as career. That's why she's back on the virtual pole, which is OnlyFans, right? Even though she's trying to get her adult film stuff wiped off the internet, which will never happen because she signed a deal. She got paid for her image and to be shown in those flicks. And I just think that it just shows you how, as an adult, she was a young adult, she made choices. And she only regrets those choices because they're thrown in her face. And the funny thing is, if she would have just embraced who she was, the public would embrace her. But because she's going out of her way to embarrass men and try to shame them for being in her DMs, it's never been the same for her. Just imagine if she pulled that nowadays. I mean, it'd be very visceral. Because, social media not playing with you heifers no more. That's why you don't see as many women exposing athletes anymore. Why y'all think that is? Because they know they're going to get cooked. You see, they would do that because they thought that the simps and the women would side with them. That's not happening anymore. The red pill wave has happened. And every time you heifers mess up, we are right here to cook you. and that's why I say, Mia Khalifa is the prime example of somebody who feels entitled to be treated a certain way. And the thing is that the only reason why she was getting mocked on social media over the years is because she's been trying to sort of leave the past in the past. But the thing is, you can't. You still have that name. Why didn't you change your name? If you really wanted to escape the decision that you made, right? You decided to work for those companies. You decided to get paid from those companies. Just embrace who you are. You would have been embraced more by the public. But you see, maybe she did do it at the time for money or because she had low self-esteem. And maybe she gained self-esteem from it and realized that she didn't want to do that anymore, which is fine. But you made that choice. Nobody forced you to do it. They didn't take advantage of you. You got paid. You signed a contract. And she isn't the only one. There's another heifer who did adult films who want to get her adult films taken down. But y'all sign paperwork. You're never getting it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're out here with OnlyFans as well. It doesn't help your cause. But ever since that moment in 2015, when she put Duke Williams on blast, her post-adult film career has been terrible for her. Now, she's dated a few guys since, but it's just been never the same. She's still the same pariah she was then. But it's a pariah she made herself into a pariah. Adult film stars, OnlyFans heifers are embraced. That's why they do all these podcasts, or they're streaming now. They're bragging about how much money they make. Now, they're going to regret it down the road when they realize that they don't have a lot of dating options. That's probably why Khalifa was crashing out, talking about how she felt taken advantage of and she wanted the content taken down. Heifer, you made the choice. Nobody forced you to do it. You said yourself it was low self-esteem. You wanted to feel good about yourself. So that's why you did it. And also you can make money too. You lied about the timeline of or how much content that you did because you want your past to go away. Let me tell you something. When you put adult content on the internet, or you agree to have adult content of yourself put on the internet, you cannot take it back. This is why you have to make decisions based on long-term thinking. You were in college when you made this choice. You didn't have to do it. You did it because you wanted to. You embraced it. You loved it. But then you wanted to leave it, and you want that to be left in the past. That's just not how things work. That's not how things work. So when I look at where she is, and when I look at the fact that she hasn't really had anything career-wise going on. She's tried the podcast. She's tried to blend in, and it just doesn't work. And the more that she continues to try to distance herself from her past, the more she's going to be treated like a pariah. Because we can all see what you're trying to do. We could all see that you want to be like these other girls who have boyfriends and have husbands, and they don't feel any shame about the things that they've done. You feel the shame of what you've done. And the thing is that in 2026, it don't even matter. These heifers are bragging about being escorts and having rates. And they're still being embraced. They're doing interview podcasts. They're doing their own podcasts. Men are still thirsting for them, even though they claim that you got to have money to date them. They want to be put on salary. So why are you trying to run away from when you really don't have to? What it is that it's all about control. When you have a person who's, my opinion, is manipulative and wants things done their way, which is why their relationships never work. Her relationships always fall apart. She's in and out of relationships because of probably who she is and her personality. And these men are just stupid for trying to wife her up. Like one of the guys she was with tried to wife her up. Like, bro, are you serious? I think he was a cook. You're trying to wife up Khalifa. The dude was probably a fan. Maybe she realized she was in a relationship with a guy who was a fan. But that's just the way it is, I guess. And maybe you realize, nah, I don't think I can wife this person up. I really don't. You see, women, if you make better choices in life, you don't have to live with regret. You live with regret because you want people to forget, but this is the internet. They don't forget. They will remember everything. They'll remember everything. So when I look at where she is in life, I don't know what much was she doing. But if she really wanted to distance herself from her adult film past, and why do you still carry that name? She hasn't really changed anything about her look. She still wears her hair the same. She still at times seemingly wears the glasses. It's almost like she knows who she is. She understands that she's only going to get opportunities and is only going to be visible if she continues to be that person. But she wants to control how people view who she is. This is the mindset of a Western woman. I believe Mia Khalifa's I believe she could be, I think she's a millennial, right? Millennial women are terrible when it comes to dating. Millennial women are very confused. They're a very confusing lot. Very confusing lot. They love control and they always sabotage relationships. I don't know why men think she's dateable. She really isn't. She really isn't dateable. My opinion, your opinion may not be that, but I just look at the history of everything over the last 10 years or so of what I've seen and what I viewed. I viewed a woman who is all about control and all about manipulation. And, she wants to have video content that she signed a contract to allow to be released. She wanted shut down. You got to ask yourself why. Why do you want it shut down when you agreed to it and you got paid for it? Are you going to pay the money back? Of course not. But, she built a name in the adult film industry. Now she wants to utilize that to become a celebrity, to be in these celebrity circles and not have to have that thrown in her face. But that's just who you is. And people would embrace you more if you wouldn't just embraced it. But you have a lot of people who are delusional. You have especially a lot of women of today. They are a very delusional lot. And she's very delusional. So let me know in the comment section. Let me your thoughts, like this video and share. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I will see y'all on the next one.